Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Harrison Burton, the driver of the number 20 Dex Imaging Toyota Supra for Joe Gibbs Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. How's it going, Harrison?
Hey, man, it's going good. We're racing and things are kind of coming back to normal, so hard to complain, right?
Yeah, of course. So far, I know the wins haven't come to you this season, but overall, how do you think you're doing so far this year?
Well, honestly, I think when you look at some stats like average running position and things like that, I think we're honestly running better than some of the races we won last year. It's just sometimes they just don't fall your way. Sometimes you fail to execute on a certain weekend. So, all we can do is keep plugging away and trying to get faster and better, and the wins will come. So I have a lot of confidence that we'll be able to get there and get there soon. I just think, we just have to find a way to take that step and execute and, perform when we really need to the most.
This is a home track for you this weekend. Of course, you're from the North Carolina area. What's it? I know you've been coming to Charlotte Motor Speedway many times in your life, but you've raced down there now. What's it going to be like to race there again this season on the main big track?
Well, it'll be fun. It's always cool because your family can come. Your friends are there. I've always got a group of buddies from high school that show up, and they're always up there in the stands having a good time watching the race. And man, it's just neat to be able to run and have people that be able to come and kind of watch you and support you. It's always really fun. And the racetrack itself is a tough, challenging, high-speed racetrack. So it's exciting. There's a lot of opportunity to make moves on guys that some places you might not be able to, and should be a fun race to watch. That's for sure.
Okay, coming into this year, I know that there's a couple good tracks coming up for you with Mid Ohio. You got Nashville coming up later on this year. You got Pocono. Looking at the schedule, where are you looking at the next few races? You got some good tracks for you coming up.
Yeah, I think we do. I like our chances pretty much everywhere we go, which is fun, because I can kind of focus on every weekend the same and kind of not worry about, hey, I have to prepare super hard for this weekend because I think we can win. I think we're versatile enough as a team to where we run pretty well pretty much everywhere. It's just about putting it together. This weekend at Charlotte, I think, is a great race for us. When you look at my crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe's performance in the past there and my performance in the past there, I think we can do some great things. Mid Ohio is somewhere I've never raced at before, but I have some laps at. I feel pretty confident going into that race after, running some laps that I was pretty excited about and in a Trans Am car. So yeah, I think there's a lot of races for us that could be good, but for me, it's 1 week at a time. I don't really look too far ahead. I just really focus on, hey, Charlotte's next weekend, so I'm preparing as hard as I can for that and trying to, knock it down with a win.
Okay, who gets more nervous for races, your mom or your girlfriend?
My mom, for sure. My girlfriend is only nervous because my mom is nervous. My mom will jump, and my girlfriend thinks that, I've wrecked or something bad has happened, right? And so all the time when my mom was jumping, you'll see my girlfriend tensed up and jumping, and I think it's because my mom makes my girlfriend nervous, but they both have a good time in the stands watching or on pit road. I think my girlfriend's got a little more confidence in me than my mom does, maybe.
Speaking of your girlfriend, Jenna, she's going to be competing in the Better Half Dash coming up. How excited are you for that?
I'm very excited. We've been working pretty hard. I've got an iRacing rig in my apartment that she's been racing on, and I'm teaching her kind of the ropes and trying to get her to pick up some things and learn. And it's been a lot of fun, really getting her to understand kind of a little bit of what we do, and her to kind of understand the frustrations that come with that, and all that stuff is it's fun, man. It's just a cool experience. So it's been fun to kind of get to run that with her. I'm her crew chief, so making some calls on top of the pit box is fun. and we've got practice after this podcast is over. She's going to come over, and we're going to get to practice.
Fun stuff. Couple more things. Of course, big time race. With Charlie coming up this weekend. What's the biggest thing that you guys have to do with the 20 team, and then also talk about your cup debut a few weeks ago?
Yeah, so I'll start with Charlotte. Gosh, it's a cool race weekend, like I touched on earlier, but it's a tough one, and you look at the differences in the time of day when we qualify and race and practice, and it's pretty different. And this is probably one of the most temperature sensitive racetracks that's out there for just overall grip. When the sun is out and it's hot, this track is going to be slick, and 3 and 4 especially, the sun just seems to bake on turn 3 and 4. So finding a way to understand the changes that are being made, and try to get going in the right direction, even though the track's going to change. So anticipating that track change with temperature is going to be a huge thing. I think the person that does that the best and has a good balance on their car will probably be a strong contender to win. And then, when you look at the cup debut, it was a lot of fun, man. There was some cool moments for that I look back at, and I'm really excited about. Something I'm proud of for sure to get it to do that and race some of the guys that my dad raced and race, in against those guys and with those guys was pretty cool. So I enjoyed pretty much every minute of that. I'd love to do it again sometime. Hopefully I will, but I can always say that I got to run one, and that's pretty neat.
All right. Harrison Burton, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck this weekend at Charlotte.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. And we'll try and get a win, and we can talk about that.
All right.